Notary. We're coming to you live around 5 a little bit later today because we had such a great busy day in our multiple income streams. Our notary business had 4 signings today and we have 5 tomorrow. We hope your signings were light and easy. And tonight's topic is how to be a great partner to real estate agents. Now, real estate agents are simply one of the stakeholders that we partner with as we move through the signing process. And especially if you're partnering with a title company and you're in there receiving direct business, which is really what our major goal is, right? You are going to be interacting with real estate agents. And it's important to respect them as part of the process. And that can be challenging, right? It adds an element to your signing. And depending on the experience, knowledge, or personality of that real estate agent, you want to learn how to make that an add on, a plus, and how to work with them as a partner as you're serving your clients, who are the people who are actually signing the documents, right? All of the people involved are our clients, but in that signing, our focus is on those signers. So the first rule of thumb in any part of our business is to communicate, 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 right? That's always number one. And the second thing would be in a signing, you can note their contribution, right? You can say, if somebody says, we looked for a house for forever and we can't believe we finally found this one, you can say, well, you're lucky you've got a great agent who really helped you. Now, if you've got an agent who's problematic, and I'm just going to say this because I'm no fluff, I don't want to make it sound like every agent is wonderful. Don't say that. Don't be disingenuous. But if it's an agent that you either, have seen clients be comfortable with or enjoy, it's great to give them a leg up, and it's a comfort to the signers as well. Now, what do you do on the inevitable occasion when the agent puts their foot in the mouth? So there's a couple of ways this can happen. If you're an agent, I love you. I love you so much, as my mentor Martha would say, but, there's a few things that agents do that can be difficult. First things first, they can be extraordinarily distracting and disrespectful to the signing process. There's an excitement level around this section of the entire process. It's where we're almost about to cross the finish line. I've had agents show up in the middle of the signing and kind of try to take over the conversation like it's a luncheon, with no regard for the fact that the signers are trying to focus on getting paperwork done. There's room for a bit of that. Of course, you want it to feel social and reasonable. It's not like a closed book test where you have to make sure everybody's got their eyes on their own paper. But at the same time, there's occasions where the agent can be so excited about their situation that they are distracting and making it more difficult for the buyers or the sellers to sign their documentation. There are also occasions where the agent has the interest in appearing so busy and so important that they're on another phone call in the room with you, or they're complaining about a deal that fell through in the room with you, or they're cross-talking with a mortgage broker in the room with you. All real life examples. And that's an opportunity for us to kindly, respectfully just be like, oh, that sounds awful, but not as awful as this pile of paperwork. Am I right? Let's help these folks get this stuff signed today so we can get you all on your way. There's ways to say things that are kind of humorous, kind of funny, and kind of direct. And unless the agent's being highly inappropriate, I think it's important to just work with them in the room. Now we come to what happens when the agent says something wrong. This happens often. The section of the process that we are significantly responsible for has an incredible number of moving parts. Now, the main way we can understand those moving parts is simply to read the papers, right? It's not that challenging to understand what each one is. That's why our training is so easy to understand, quick and simple. We learned in 2 signings. You can learn in our 37 videos that we have available to you, as well as our ongoing coaching and training. But an agent is not in that world, right? They're not a mortgage broker. They don't deal with packets all the time. And often they'll get excited and say something like, here's the note. This is going to get recorded at the courthouse. No, it doesn't. The note is not recorded at the courthouse. That's absolutely incorrect. So how do you navigate that, right? The agent, who is their trusted business partner, who's gotten them to this stage, is saying something completely wrong in front of clients to whom you're supposed to explain the significance of documents before they sign them, making probably the most impactful financial investment of their lifetime. This is my recommendation. Assume goodwill and redirect. Oh, I can understand how you might have forgotten it's the deed of trust that gets recorded. at the courthouse, not the note. The note's for the lender, of course, but I'm sure you know that, right? There's a way to make it so it's not, are you a flippin' idiot? The note does not get recorded. What does that even mean? Right? We don't want to be confrontational. We don't want to be negative. We don't want to in any way dismiss the agent, but we also want to make sure that the paperwork is clear to the people signing it. So, redirection, kindness, jokes. And if you have to, you can ask the agent to leave and say, I feel like we're having some trouble getting the paper signed. Would you guys like to take this discussion outside? I've only had to do that once in 10 years, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so right. We're being awful right now." Ha 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 ha. And they kind of stopped and we made it through it. But this is somebody who's supposed to be your partner in the process, right? The last piece of advice I have for you is when it's possible, please go the extra mile for your agents. If they need a recording done in a specific period of time, if there's a problem with the paperwork and it needs to get redone, whatever it might be, this is their livelihood too. And they're really fighting for their clients. They're really working for their clients. And most of the agents that we work with, despite the few examples that I recently shared, are really incredible. And they're working in a tight industry with huge timelines, and there's a lot on the line for them. So, our ability to do small things that make a big difference is really part and parcel of what I feel we're responsible for at American Elite Notary. When we say we want to provide exceptional service and like joy, create joy and surprise our stakeholders, that includes those agents as well. So often I have gone back for a signing or I have done something above and beyond because I want my real estate agents to choose us again and again because they're getting excellent service, because their clients are getting excellent service. And that's what they should expect from us. I know they can expect that from you. Now, where can you get more tips and tricks like this? Of course, our Facebook group that's slowly growing, American Elite Notary. It's free. And we like to give back what we've received, which is just a ton of help. If you're interested in becoming a loan signing agent, we have a class to teach you how to do that, and we help you every step of the way. But you can also get our free guide to becoming a notary. There are people out there who would try to charge you a lot of money to become a notary, and they shouldn't. You shouldn't have to pay that money. Let us save you the trouble and the hassle and help you out. So don't forget, be a great partner to your real estate agent. It's just part of the process, and it'll be so worth it as we're helping everybody get to the best resolution, which is getting people their homes. I hope you have great signings tomorrow. We'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow, around 5.